Hello. Thank you, 361. Uh, I'm sure all of us are here to listen to Sonam, and I'm also one of them. And I'm sure that you are still holding for that purpose. Yeah. So after graduation in 1981, I tried to, I was in JJ, and I tried to, uh, I was willing to work with some good firm, big firm, but then my average mark ensured that I will not get anywhere good job. So I returned back to my hometown, which I intended, and then the city I call home. It's Nasik. And then I have added some slides as a protocol for the theme of subject, but I will be more talking about the projects that we have completed. So these are the man overpowering nature, and then the typical statements about the sustainability and man driven his obsession to continue growth and all that. I'm not going to read all that. And this is what we have done with our cities. So the need is sustainable architecture, which is a balance between nature and natural ways and modern technology. We should also think of adopting a sustainable lifestyle, which I think a lot of us we have forgotten. And the most important is that architecture must not fight with nature, but should seek partnership with it. So some of the works which I'm going to show here right now, and I totally agree with all our previous speakers. And then I'm not expert in urban design also. But this is what, over the period, with sincere effort, with limited knowledge, we completed these projects. And some of the examples that I'm showing you, in different categories, I was fortunate to work on different areas of architecture, like residential, commercial, institutional, educational, adaptive use, and public purpose. So in the first residential, this is a farmhouse creating a microcosm within an abundance of barren land. As Mr. Sharma, Sudhanshu Sharma was doing so many things. This we have done a few years back, 20 years back. This was a place which is close to Nasik, a few kilometers from Nasik, and it was absolutely a barren land. You can see on the left-hand side the picture in 2005, then later in 2015, 13. And this was on the left-hand side, this was the case. Although it is abutting to the minor irrigation dam, the scenario in summer is not that good. It is all dried. So it looks good in rainy season. On this land, there was not a single bush. Whatever used to come after rainy season, the cattle used to graze, or people used to cut it for the fuel. This land, we bought it long back, after my graduation. And these are the arches, wooden arches, which are from the old Vada of Nasik. And one of my clients, who was a sawmill owner, he purchased this Vada, and it was lying with him for many days. And fortunately, I was there on the day he was going to cut them in smaller pieces, because he was not getting that time proper buyer for that. So I said, don't pay my fees, give it to me. And later on, I had a problem where to keep this, but fortunately we had one open plot. So we built a shade over there, and we kept these these wooden pillars and arches over there. So subsequently we bought this land, which was very arid, and we tried various options. And in that phase, whether to expose the wooden arches or to have this kind of deconstructive plan or to go for a simple. But then that was the last solution was we adopted. And the plan is very simple. Basically there is a central court and then 2 multi-purpose areas. Then we have a toilet grid and kitchen grid and multifunctional grid. So this is how the plan and sections are. See, the idea here was to reduce recycle reuse, minimize the material that we use. All the stone that was, because this land is absolutely a barren land, and a lot of stone was there. I mean, there was no soil there. So reduce recycle use, all these stone were we got it from the well that we dug 40, 60 feet. Of course, there was no water because it's all back basalt. And fortunately we struck with the bore well water because for the last 3 months we have a problem when the minor irrigation dam gets dried. So we decided to have this kind of minimum material that we should get it from outside. And then very rustic kind of stone masonry that we did. So basically this is a square. The idea here is to not to waste a single leaf or not to waste a single drop of rain which falls on this piece of land. So this is how the arches are salvaged, and they are the surprise element. When you enter inside, then you reveal that. So that's a kind of story. Okay. It's okay. Excuse me. So, idea here is to make it a very simple lifestyle also. It's like I was saying that we should have this sustainable lifestyle. So we don't have, these are a stack of 4 mattresses. So when there are each, so 4, 4, 8 mattresses. So we lay down all this and then sleep together. And then we enjoy the life which we used to have in our old city. Then again, these are the same material continues inside, this exposed stone landscape. The roof is again from the salvage wood, packing wood, which we get it from the factories that import wood from for their packaging material as a pet. The gutter that you see is again a rainwater harvesting gutter, which all the water is harvested in 2 ways, direct and indirect. We have a 40,000 liters tank, which has a direct rainwater harvesting system, and we have pits where deep pits where this water is drained and harvested there. So, as I said, not a single drop goes out of this place. And then you can experience nature in a very nice way. So we have a solar panel here, and with that we have this misting done. So Nasik has a very comfortable climate in summer also. But then at peak summer you need to have this temperature control. And then we get at least 3 to 4 degrees temperature difference with this kind of misting. And that works on a solar panel, solar energy. And then this becomes a kind of cultural hub, this place. And then all the dignitary comes, they have an interaction. We have art sessions here, artists come here, and then we interact with them. So these are the stalwarts in landscape artists. So we just added a feature as a family has a passion for the swimming, so we have added this and it becomes a nice element also. So these, all the 4 pillars were the balance 4 pillar of shorter length, so we converted into pavilion. So again, the terracotta, rough Shabad, all the waste material, from the waste material, and then the stone that was quarried from this place only. So this is out, and now the scenario is changed. We have almost planted 4,000 plus trees, and they have grown. And as Sudhanshu was saying, that they have created a forest. So this is also kind of forest. We have deliberately not planted a single kind of species, but a mixture of variety of endemic. But there are some other plants also which I love. So nothing wrong in that. So now this is a kind of climate, kind of forest, you can say, which is also fruitful and which is also flowerful. This is the next project that we are seeing is the Green Space Realtor. This is a commercial project, commercial architect. It's a small office. It's a fusion of traditional cooling techniques in a modern technology. This is, as I said, it's a semi-detached plot, and the builder wanted to have his own office in a green office, and he wanted to get it certified from the Griha. So this was the first project in Maharashtra to get certification, 4-star certification, under the Swagriha category. So we have used all the typical standard methods of making this building green. I still don't understand why do we have to have this kind of certification. All buildings should be a green building. But nevertheless, these are the typical ways of making this traditional cooling building as a cooling system. We cannot afford to have these kind of thick walls now. But this water channels and then courts and then the central ventilation system, we can achieve in a contemporary kind of structure. This is what we have done, is a radiant cooling system. And this is performing since last few years very well. The result is quite satisfactory. So we have this kind of water circulated through this slab, and then the heat is dissipated in the water tank below the building, where the water is also harvested. Rainwater is also harvested. We have also photovoltaic power generation, then these turbo ventilators. So, and this building is not air conditioned. Only few areas are air conditioned for a few days of whole year. We have used the exposed brick material, and we have used the fly ash brick also. So then the water harvesting through the pavers, grass pavers, natural stone material. All the wood here is the salvage wood from the old vadas and old buildings which are broken from the city. And then even including the furniture that is there, that you see there is from the salvage wood. We have used LED lights, some murals were created. The large glazing is kept on the north side. And so we have this kind of effect at night. This is one building which is under construction. This was also again a challenge. This is a multi-storied building, although I agree to the point of view that Mr. Lal was saying, that low rise, high density. But nowadays, we are under pressure of buildership, and then this was a group of community where they wanted to have the office building, and they wanted to, with a new FSI policy. But then I said, let us make it more naturally ventilated building, although it is 40 meters high. So we created the office spaces and some courts in between, and then the central atrium spaces with minimum maintenance that they were expecting. And since Nasik has a good climate, we can afford to have this kind of natural ventilation happening across the year. So this was the section, double height, and this is the central atrium, which is yet to finish. The building is under construction. They were having fixed idea about the glaze facade. Now, how to deal with this? Then what we did is these are the ventilated facade. That the top and bottom are the ventilation system, and then you have a low UV glass. So their aspiration about the covering the building with the glass and looking at it was covered, and then we have this ventilated facade rather than creating a full green mass, full glass covering. So all these are ventilated from the top and bottom. And then these are the ventilation shaft to the main atrium. So the whole building becomes a ventilated, naturally ventilated place. Under the institutional building, I was fortunate to have institution also as a projects in, and this is one of the Sandeep University, where we tried to create an energy efficient campus. So this is outside Nasik. So that time there was a restriction of height. So you can construct maximum ground plus 1. So this was a contour site, and then we tried with so many sketches. This is how the earlier land was only this much when we started, and then this was the site plan that we created. This is the hostel block. This is the new campus that is coming up. These are the ladies' hostel. This is a sports complex. Then staff housing is coming. This is another part of this campus, designed by somebody from Mumbai. So when we took this charge of this site, this was like this. It was on a contour site. So we tried to, since the footprint was more because the FSI, FSI was less and the flow restriction was there. So we had to spread the building. And this was the basic concept was to have it like an open palm concept, and each finger becomes each department of the engineering college. So this is how we have conceived a model. We have a double height passage all across, all around, and overlooking the amphitheater. On the lower side, you have the canteen area, which the roof is green. And this is how the campus looks like. So here also we have used the local material as a basic envelope, and the other envelope is these e-board. Like this is what the local craftsmen and this is again locally the carved stones from this site only. So and the another issue is that we have created this envelope of cement silica fiber board. There are two reasons that we wanted. We are running after the time. Chasing the time is the problem with the institute. They take decision. They take long time to take decision, but then after taking decision, they want to have the building very quickly. So we created an envelope, and then in this case, which will protect from the sun and rain, it will also cover the services that are happening below. And we constructed framework. So all the chajjas and all these typical construction system is avoided here. And with the cost-effective solution is this enveloping with the cement silica fiber board sheet. We salvaged the old trees on the site, which were hardly there. This is the canteen part, which is again taking the advantage of the contour, respecting contour. It is just fitting. And then the ventilators become an art element. amphitheater. And then that double height corridor creates an kind of proud situation when when you walk under this double heighted corridor. So that gives a real institutional feel. The stone also gives a nice character that is limited to up to one floor only, which is below the Shira sheets. These are some of the interiors where the landscape extends inside also. The passages are well lit, and there is overlooking also, so the communication is also there. The courts in between are differently treated so that they act as interaction spaces. And the landscape is now taking over the building that you can see on the column. Now all the plantation is done. Now there is a nice screen. The latest photographs are not there, but now the landscape has taken over the building. This is another building which is for the YCMOU, that is the Yashwantrao Chauhan Mukta Vidyapit, Open University. So knowledge is housed under the green building strategies. It's a very simple plan. It's a square grid plan, but we have created the courts around and overlooking areas. We have studied the sun path analysis. We have done the sun path analysis, and then accordingly these strategies were decided. The north lighting, basically the roof, north light is considered, and glazing is provided accordingly. All the apex of the north light are provided with the turbo ventilator so that all the hot air escapes from that point, and that creates a nice climate inside. And then on the southwest and western side, we have these kind of luvers, which are also, there is also a buffer space of court inside, like this. And then that creates a nice ventilated space, covered ventilated space. So there is a amphitheater also, which is also respecting to the contour of that place. There is a cap kind of thing, turban, like we have seen in this kind of thing. And then the texture is also part of the continuation of the treatment that other buildings have. So this is how it looks from the west side. This is north side glazing, and then overlooking spaces. This is how the building looks at night. Under the fifth category, we have the papaya nursery. That is it's a nursery in the city and outside of the city, where there was an old existing house, existing building, making boast of what we are already blessed with. So it was a British armory with water tanks surrounded by 8 walls, supported by 8 walls. And this was the condition before. Then they painted this. Still, it was used for the cattle and servants, like this. But owner was keen on retaining it because his requirements were not to that extent. I mean, he wanted to accommodate his office, and then so we thought, why don't we salvage this structure, which has a history and tradition. So this was the location. This is the existing structure. These are the walls. These are the water tanks on the top. Elevated water reservoir. So this was in section, and then we added this to this building. Just pavilion is added. The two bedrooms are added on the top, and then the nice water body and swimming pool is converted. The water tanks are converted into a swimming pool. And this is how the sections are: kitchen, store, bed, office. And this is how the design process was. A very simple project, but quite interesting. This was the base structure. And this is how the conversion happened. So this is the entrance, which again we did it in exposed brick. The flooring is exposed brick. And then you don't enter directly, so you have a turning passages. So there are always surprising view. So you enter into an amphitheater and then look back. There are water bodies, lilies, texture, shading of the brick patterns. Then you have nice brick flooring, amphitheater for the staff and other recreational activities here. And then shading space, which where the workers, the daily routine activity happens. Very simple flooring, Shahbat flooring. The walls are as it is, even they are not plastered, they are only colored. And then the multiple spaces are happening here. One guest bedroom at bottom also, so for the senior people can use this. A small kitchen. This is how the building looks. And then these are the spaces more frequently used, the outdoor spaces, and which are very suitable to the Nasik kind of climate. So people prefer to sit out more than sitting inside. And this is how it looks at night. You can see remains of these were the steps to go to the water tank below that light. And this is on the top where you have a nice water body with jacuzzi. And you can, when you look back, that's a swimming pool, 2 bedrooms on top. This is a multifunctional space, living room. Again, this was a tank where the levels are used again. You can overlook these spaces. And this is how it looks at night. So this was the old, and this is how it was converted. And the last category, I was fortunate to get these kind of variety of projects. And this is a kind of public architecture, giving back to the community that which rightfully belongs to them. So the concept here was, this was the plot of land which was given to the given for the memorial. That is, Kusumagraj was the Jnanpith Award winner poet from Nasik, and the trust was formed, and they wanted to create a memorial for him. And so the idea was here to not to call a bigger kind of competition, but a close competition within the architectural community who were knowing the poet very well. So I was one of them, and 3 of us were given the opportunity to design this process. This one, mine was selected. And then we worked in a team. So the personality of poet was to be reflected in this kind of thing. He never wanted to have his statue or a kind of blown up kind of memorial which we see otherwise. But this was more for the public purpose and very humble kind of approach. So we tried to incorporate all these likings, like Kadamba tree avenues, the old dark, the canopy was with old Dak Bungalow. Sorry. So this was the entrance canopy at lower level, which depicts the old Dak Bungalow, which poet used to like very much, and he used to visit them so quite often all across Maharashtra. So this is how we evolved with the plan. And we thought that we will have the earth shelter structure because this was kind of an open space from that residential community. So we thought that we should not deprive them from that open space. So that is how the idea of earth shelter structure came. And then this is how the plan evolved. This is where the entrance plaza is, then the canopy, the multifunctional spaces, the Jivan Darshan, and library, and then seminar halls, the music and dance practice areas. That the green that you see is the connection, because when you walk through that lane, meandering pathway, you should understand that you are below the ground level. So these are the connection which establish the relation between the top and bottom. And that will explain you the next slide. This is how the section, so this is where you can see that section, green line. So you connect with the top landscape. And these are the natural ventilation. So we have used again the local stone here. The canopy that you see is at lower level, which is very humble entrance. The Kadamba tree avenue kind of frame. We have respected the contours of the site. There is also barrier-free accesses to all these places. And these are the projects which are on the social funding, which runs across the years together. This is how the Jivan Darshan, that the larger pictures are projected on the wall. These are the connection between the two landscape area above, so that one can cross these places and the pathway takes you down. And these kind of flooring was there in good old days, in the old Nasik. This is what I was mentioning, that connection between the upper landscape and then the lower landscape, so that you can establish relation between. So we maintain all the old trees on the site. And then this becomes, as I said, this becomes a more of public space. In the morning, they gather for different activities. There are exhibitions, so many activities are happening, and this is really becoming a public space in real sense. So a lot of exhibition happening, even dignitaries visiting the place. And this is the walkthrough. Thank you.